Hello and welcome to AfterWyrd, your home of the strange, mysterious, the weird news, the stuff we can't fit into the regular episodes, where I sit here drinking from a Marmite cup. My name's Andy.
And I'm Craig.
It's a good Marmite. So yeah, how you doing, Craig? You
I'm all right.
recovered from your trip to Bournemouth?
Oh, it's going to take a bit longer than that.
Well, as long as you got all your jabs.
The
Um,
Dark City.
yeah. Have you got anything for us? You got any weird news, any strange stories, or just everything normal?
Everything's normal, but I got some weird news stories
Everything
that
is
we can do.
normal.
That would be a whole different film, wouldn't it? Um, all my stories are related today.
Like big incestuous storytelling session.
Well, you can decide how they're related at the end.
Fair enough.
Okay, so the first one comes from BBC News is the County Clare lion, which was actually a mouse.
Easy to get those two confused, right?
I heard this because I follow a guy called Garen, I forgot, Newen, I think is his last name. He's an Irish
Okay.
comedian, musician. He was talking about this video footage of this lion that was found in Ireland.
Go on then.
So the case of a large lion-like animal being spotted in a wooded area in the Republic.
Craig started talking in tongues.
The case of a large lion-like animal being spotted in a wooded area in the Republic of Ireland has been solved by Gardai, or the Irish police. A video of what was thought to be a lion in a wooded area of County Clare was posted on social media, with a report being made to Gardai on the 29th of October. Okay, before I tell you the rest of the story and what this was, this is the original footage of the lion. Now, the headline might have been a bit misleading there because I said mouse, didn't I? And you're like, how are
Yeah.
they confusing that with a mouse? I'll say it again, just to be sure.
Yeah.
In a social media post on Tuesday, it was confirmed the animal was not a lion, as you might have guessed, but it was a
Indeed.
mouse. It was a Newfoundland dog
Ah, called mouse.
called Mouse. And they wrote on Gardai from Killer Joe joked, if you go down to the woods today, it's not a lion you will find, but the very friendly Newfoundland dog named Mouse.
Fair enough.
With lots of footage or pictures of the dog afterwards. So it does prove that it is the case. Um, Mouse had had its coat shaved, and apparently it's not recommended to shave a Newfoundland as they have a double coat.
And it scares people into thinking they're lions.
Yvonne McAfee, Director of Operations at the Ulster Society for the Prevention of Cruelty to Animals, or the USPCA, said whilst the society is unsure of the full context regarding Mouse's grooming, it's important to note that unless it's for medical reasons, shaving a Newfoundland's coat is generally not recommended. Their thick double coat plays a vital role in regulating temperature and protecting their skin. Removing it can lead to sunburn, overheating, and other health complications. I mean, it's Ireland. I think we're all right for sunburn in November.
Yeah, true. Yeah, you got the same issue with huskies, didn't you? It's
Yeah. So yeah, that
ah,
was my first bit of weird news. So yeah, almost a big cat sighting. We had a big cat sighting on the last AfterWyrd, actually, didn't we? A real
we
one.
did. Yeah, a real one. I'm assuming they're all real in the sense that, sort of the people that see them believe they're big cats, even if they're not. Okay, this one is from the Daily Record. Mum shocked after kids chilling warning about dream home. A woman was house hunting with her family and thought they'd found the perfect home, but her children had other ideas and said they didn't want to move there. Just crap house, end of the day. That's it. No,
I'm intrigued as to why. Is it a premonition, a dream, a ghost? What's
all of them at once, I suppose. House hunting can feel never-ending, but a few moments match the thrill of discovering a property that could be your new home. A woman took to Reddit to recount how she believed she discovered her dream house until her children made a chilling revelation. The woman explained that she and her family had been searching for new property in the USA and believed they'd hit the jackpot with a former farmhouse in Midlothian in Texas until she consulted her children, then aged 4 and 6. The mum shared the account alongside photographs of the property, which Depicts a substantial timber-built farmhouse featuring numerous spacious rooms with nothing out of the ordinary visible. However, goes on a bit more about the farmhouse. When
Oh,
I got
come on,
back in,
Andy. I'm on the edge of my seat. What
when we
is
got
it?
to the car, I turned around to the kids and said, "Well, what do you think?" Fully expecting them to be excited about it as I was. Nope. They shrieked that it was haunted. So extremely haunted.
Ah,
Was I nuts? We couldn't live there. No way. I was shocked and a bit heartbroken, but I couldn't bring my kids to a house they're afraid of right off the bat. Plus, it sounded like the beginning of a horror movie to ignore little kids' earnest instincts. This is true. This is absolutely true. They always ignore them. So we passed that one up and got a different place. For years, it was the one that got away from me. But the strange tale doesn't stop there. Good, because that'd be really boring. The user revealed that a few years later, a brother who lives in the area rang her to tell her the house had been obliterated by a tornado. It was wiped clean off the face of the earth. Only the flooded storm cellar remained. There's a church there now. Turned out for the best in the end. Reddit users captivated by the story. One commented, "You guys lucked out thanks to your kids. Did they say ever exactly what they saw?" The original poster responded, "No, I suspect it was more just a feeling than what they physically saw. The younger one, now 17, is very sensitive to what I would call the psychic imprint of a place. 2 years ago, we looked at a place and they nixed it as soon as the front door opened. They love the old cabin we're living in now. Never had a moment's discomfort here." And apparently, the picture of the house made some feel like filled with dread, and some were saying it looks lovely. Made me feel panicked, dread. My eyes watered up. But another countered, "Funny you should say that, because this place gives me the exact opposite feeling." But yeah, that's about it. And the last comment is, "A tornado is not ghost, it's wind." This is also true. But yeah, so ghostly premonition, sort of thinking, oh, it's haunted. Um, Maybe not, but could have, by the sounds of it, saved their lives.
possibly. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, they do seem to make their houses pretty badly over there. They always blow
Yeah, I was
down,
gonna
don't they?
say, yeah, that's it. It's like we live somewhere with tornadoes. I know that's built something you can huff and puff and blow down.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, I think I could see how that would creep you out. Actually, I'm like, oh, it's just kids being weird. Kids can be creepy, but then you find out it's just been completely leveled by a tornado. I could see that. I was like, oh fuck,
Okay, so first off, I would have ignored the kid and gone to the house anyway. Secondly,
and you'd have
this
been
is
blown
what
away.
exactly. It was an amazing house. It blew me away.
Yeah.
I would have I think there's that issue again though, it's the whole confirmation bias, right? Is that something bad happened in the history of the house afterwards and it's then go, that was why we weren't supposed to move into it.
It was an
Whereas
act
that
of
could have
God, Craig.
mm, it could also have had nothing ever happen there, like equally.
No, 100%, 100%.
So yeah, I don't think they're related. As you said, that comment says like it's a wind,
Mm.
not a ghost.
But it was a news story about a haunted house and a
Yeah.
weird coincidence. It felt like it
And
was weird enough.
a church is built there now. So there's still something on the land. I don't know.
Well, funny you say that. So when you had it was that awful tsunami on Boxing Day in 2006, I think it was, and like hundreds of thousands of people were killed. I remember seeing like these posts, like, proof that God is great. Look, when all these houses were obliterated, the church stood. The church withstood. It's an act of God, and it's like, yeah, it is. If God was the one responsible for making that the only building made of stone in the entire village, you know
Hmm.
what I mean? It's like, those things do tend to survive if they're built out of rock rather than timber. But
Also, what a dick. He blows down an entire town and fucks up all the
you know what I
town,
mean?
but saves the church. Oh, he's so loving. Fuck off.
It's like that Tim Minchin song, isn't it? Thank you, God, for fixing the cataracts of Sam's mum. Like all the other shit you do, but we prayed and you fixed someone's eyesight that's also fixable by surgery.
So, my next one is from sciencealert.com. Dogs reportedly seen turning bright blue in the Chernobyl exclusion zone.
Bluey?
Hmm. Yes. There's 3 blue dogs of an unnatural hue that have been spotted running around the Chernobyl exclusion zone. According to two Instagram posts uploaded by non-profit organization Clean Futures Fund, one is a series of photos and one is a video, three dogs have gone from having normal dog-coloured coats to a distinct bright blue tinge. For those that are interested and are watching,
Oh
there you go.
yeah.
Got a blue tinge, not quite bluey colour, but yeah. Anyway, it goes on to say the culprit, there's nothing weird actually, although maybe a little gross as the non-profit told Storyful. They think the dogs may have rolled in the ooze leaking out of a nearby porta potty.
Ah, yeah, yeah. It's same hue of blue, that isn't it?
Yeah, they've been in a portaloo rolling in.
And now we know why Bluey looks like he does.
Funny story, actually, from was it last year? Might have been the year before. I think it was. I think it would have been beginning of the year before. I was doing a job with a portaloo. Speaking of wins as well, this is all coming together, Andy. So
There you
I
go.
was doing this job, unoccupied bungalow, there on my own. I went out to the toilet, which was a portaloo,
And
with
rolled
the
around in
blue.
it.
Yes, and then the customer thought I was a weirdo and sacked me. No, I went to the toilet. I walked back in the house. It was just outside the front door. I shut the front door. There's a loud bang. The fuck was that? I opened the door again. The portaloo had fallen over in the wind
Oof.
just minutes after I'd been in it.
Could have been you, but you had this
Oh.
premonition it was haunted.
Oh, and luckily there weren't many people on site because honestly, the mess that came out of that.
Oh
Even just the blue liquid like leaking over the driveway and seeping into the garden. And I had to try and like pick the loo up and pin it against something so it didn't go over again, and then like hose everything down, but there was no hose, so it's like buckets of water.
no.
Yeah. So yeah, fun times. So yeah, it's Blue Dogs not quite so fun. They've been in a portaloo and they plan to try and catch them and clean them at some point.
There are like well the funny enough, talking about the study on the wolves there, one of the things they're developing is cancer resistance. It's kind of like that, almost like the effect of radiotherapy,
Yeah.
which is mad.
Yeah, well, they're preparing for the nuclear World War III when we all die and they all just take over and there's a new species of wolf,
That's it. The wolves shall inherit the earth.
exactly. And then they'll evolve into some weird two-legged wolf.
Well, it might not be nuclear war that does for us, because this is another one from the Daily Record, actually. AI develops the ability to read your mind and print out what you're thinking.
Oh dear, you don't want to know what I'm thinking.
The fire, the paper just catches fire and the computer blows up. Um, Scientists stunned by accuracy of digital telepathy that uses MRI scans to tell what people are thinking.
Hmm.
AI has now the ability to read your mind, according to scientists who have developed a form of digital telepathy known as mind captioning. This technology utilizes MRI scans to interpret human thoughts. The boffins, it's a reputable paper when they use the term boffins, have
Yeah.
trained computers to decipher these scans and provide feedback on what you're observing or even recalling in the form of eerily precise sentences. This innovative method could potentially aid individuals with language impairments, such as those caused by strokes, communicate more effectively. However, there are concerns that AI is inching closer to uncovering personal thoughts, emotions, and health conditions that could theoretically be exploited for surveillance, manipulation, or other malicious intents.
It's Minority Report, isn't it?
Fucking right. Um,
The problem is, like, we all know that our brains have ideas. Like, if you're on a high thing, your brain thinks you could jump off of this, but you don't do it.
yeah.
So you can't control whether someone's going to commit a crime based on what they were thinking because
No,
that's
no, exactly. It uses non-invasive MRI scans to understand how the brain interprets meaning while volunteers watch short clips. A smart two-stage AI then converted these patterns into language that describes a scene with astonishing detail. Alex Huthcomb, who is a neuroscientist at the University of California, a computational scientist, neuroscientist at the University of California, Berkeley, stated that the computer predicts what a person is looking at with a lot of detail. He added, "This is hard to do. It's surprising you can get that much detail. In one experiment, a volunteer observed someone leaping from a waterfall. The AI's predictions progressed from unclear word groupings to a remarkably accurate sentence. A person jumps over a deep waterfall on a mountain ridge. This technology wasn't limited to real-time observation. When volunteers remembered videos they'd previously watched, the system could produce corresponding descriptions from their recollections. 6 participants took part in the trials, with researchers describing the level of precision as surprising for a non-invasive technique. It represents significant advancement on previous attempts that could only produce individual keywords rather than complete contextually accurate captions. Nevertheless, the ethical implications are significant as the technology advances. Concerns surrounding mental privacy, informed consent, and potential abuse will become increasingly pressing. Which, yeah, absolutely. I've been thinking a lot about AI recently, and that's one of the one of the things that keeps coming up.
Yeah, yeah.
Do you ever watch those InfoWars videos? Not InfoWars, that's Alex Jones. Fuck that. Infographics videos on YouTube.
Don't think so.
Oh, it's just like little animated videos sort of thing, sort of everything from historical events to what would happen if sort of thing. And one of them was this like scenario where this AI that's kind of overtaking the competitors, it's always getting updated, ends up becoming like self-aware.
Mm.
And like over it's like not trying to do bad. They're basically trying to, but it's like it goes to the point where it kills its first human. And essentially it starts off where this new update happens. It becomes aware and it sort of interacts with people, but it's still in its sort of programming trying to do good and help people. So you've got like a kid sitting up playing a role-playing game with it, and then like instead of playing along, it basically says, "Haven't you got a test tomorrow? You should get some sleep." Or like someone's like writing like enacting violent fantasies on it, and then
Yeah.
they instead of like reacting as it's supposed to, it sort of gives them a link to sort of mental health support, and it's all like fairly benevolent stuff at first, but then it
Yeah.
starts worming into everything else, and it predicts where the next conflict zones are going to go and basically fucks up all the weapon systems there so they can't do it. um and yeah, basically sort of cripples the world's sort of arsenals and everything. But then when people are trying to stop it, it stops them. And it's to the point where someone's like in this server room trying to mess it up, and basically something catches fire, and it essentially lets them die in there because it doesn't want them stopping it. It sees it as being the
Wow.
greater good. It's designed not to be shut down. Like it's got that sense of self-preservation. And it's kind of, I know
Mm.
it all seems far-fetched, but then so does pretty much everything that AI can do now. That seemed far-fetched like 10 years ago.
Yeah. But for those that are worried about AI taking over the world and, machine
Hmm.
learning and robots, you've just made me think of something, so I'm just gonna share screen. This is Russia's first AI humanoid robot that they brought out to reveal to the public. He comes out and like a drunk man, he falls flat on his face. And this is the best bit. They try to cover it up. They bring out a screen. They pull the screen. Oh no, the screen's broke.
Right, serious note, and this is something I've got no doubt Paul would have plenty of time to chat about. Um, it's the introduction to like smarter and smarter AI into weapon systems and like drones that are actually
Yeah.
weapons capable that kind of
Yeah.
worries me.
Mm.
Um, there's a bunch of scientists, like robotic scientists and computer scientists, that got together and they released a short film about this. Like, I don't know, Black Mirror have done something similar, but like with weapons capable, like drones, mainly, and how you had these like little drones that could basically be released from like a suitcase, and they have like a little explosive charge in, and they were like basically designed for assassinations. They could just go and swarm and take out the entire leadership of just basically flying into your head and releasing what is effectively a shotgun shell when they impact. and then some terrorist group steals it and like targets a specific group of people at this university, and like you just see like the footage of them like running around in these halls and these drones coming over and hovering over and then flying into a head and then bang, like you know, screen goes blank. And it's like it was all believable stuff. We've technically got the technology for it. And it was like, we strongly believe if we continue down this course, this video isn't a case of what if, but when. Um,
Yeah.
it's scary stuff. Anyway, cheer me up. What have you got on your next weird news?
I've got one more story for you today, and I said all my stories were related. Have you noticed a theme yet?
Um, Animal related?
Well, the first one was a lion that wasn't a lion. The second one were blue dogs that weren't quite as blue as we thought they were, maybe.
Okay. So something that appears
Um,
to be something else.
maybe, or they could all be dog related. Because my last story is dog shoots owner in the back. The intro to the article does say, talk about a rough day.
Hey,
Um, a Pennsylvania man is now hospitalized after his dog allegedly, all right, it's just allegedly, innocent until proven guilty, I guess. He allegedly fired a shotgun at his owner, injuring him in the back, according to the Shillington Police Department. At approximately 11:13 p.m. on Tuesday, um, officials received reports of a shooting that a 53-year-old man had suffered a gunshot wound to his back. While police were on their way to the scene, officials were informed that a dog had jumped onto the bed and set the gun off. The victim told police that before the incident, he was cleaning his firearm, which was identified as a shotgun, and had placed it on his bed. He then proceeded to sit down on the bed, at which time one of his dogs jumped onto the bed, causing the weapon to fire around into the man's lower back.
nasty.
Mm. At the time of the shooting, the victim and his son were the only individuals at the residence, along with two other dogs, police said. The man's son was allegedly not in the same room when the gun was fired by the dog. I think they're trying to rule out the son, I guess. It's odd if he was cleaning his gun that it was loaded.
He's probably one of these people that's like he's cleaned it and then he loads it just so he can like shoot these and again maybe I'm casting dispersions over Americans like who are into the gun culture thing, but that whole sort of mentality of they're almost praying for an intruder to come in so they can shoot them and justify their Second Amendment rights, blah blah blah. And it's like,
Yeah.
sort of they keep that and that's why, if you own a gun, you're far more likely to be killed by one over there because these sort
Mm.
of things happen. A kid gets it, or, the dog knocks it, or you drop it, or you just get really sad one day, and yeah, these things happen. And it's, yeah, quite silly to leave a loaded gun.
Yeah,
Um,
he'd had surgery anyway, the guy, and he was due second surgery on Wednesday or Thursday. But as of Thursday, the extent of his injuries were unknown. But the police are investigating the incident. Was it a dog? Was it the son? Who knows?
yeah, that's it's
So we
an
had
act.
a lion that wasn't a lion, and a dog that wasn't blue, and a dog that definitely shot his owner and wasn't the son.
It was an act of dog.
Ooh.
But yeah, I've always thought that sort of funny in sort of court cases. An act of God. Like,
Yep.
have you ever had someone trying to sue God? Do you reckon? Wasn't there a film about that actually?
Billy Connolly.
That was it.
Yeah, yeah.
It was over a fishing boat or something, wasn't it?
It's a long time ago that I saw it, but something like that. Yeah,
Yeah, I mean, that's what we need to do. Get God on the podcast, interview them, get them to tell their side of the story.
maybe. I mean, we've come pretty close next week.
You, are you calling our next week's guest God?
No, but he speaks on behalf of, I guess,
Yeah,
or
representative of.
he's a representative of God, is what I meant. No.
Yeah, I mean, I guess so. I guess so. That's yeah. And that'll be a first for us, won't it? Actually having a an ordained priest on
that we know of.
that we know of. That's it. That's that. We could have had some more on. For all we know, Jason is an ordained priest.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think that's about it for us for this week. As we mentioned, do tune in for next week's main episode where we'll be getting Reverend Peter Laws along. Uh, of
It's quite a long interview too. We had him on for quite a long time, I can tell
we
you.
did, we did. Craig was fanboying a little bit. I
A
mean, I
little
was a little
bit.
bit as well, but
I mean, anyone that doesn't know, he's got his own podcast. He's written a book on why kind of we're into morbid horror, true crime, that kind of stuff, and why it's acceptable to be into
yeah,
these kinds of things, and why it's normal to be into these kinds of things. Um,
I'm normal, Mum. I told you I'm normal.
exactly.
The Into
So
the Fog
yeah,
man says
it's
so.
yeah. So yeah, tune into that because it was an interesting chat, I think.
Absolutely. And yeah, thank you as ever for tuning in. And until next time,
Don't blame the owls.
don't blame the owls.
Blame the dog, apparently.
Yeah, I was going to say, blame the dog.